Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video since now that I am done with my first semester of LVN school. Passed all of my finals and everything, so a whole different point of my life than I was last year. So this is my second time retaking LVN school. I will leave a card talking about me getting kicked out of nursing school. It wasn't like getting kicked out, but I got dropped out for grades. So you can go ahead and watch that video, or you can continue on to this video because I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before nursing school. Even this time around, there was a lot of things that I did not do last time. So the first one is planning. Now, I have a lot of videos of my planner, so you must think, maybe I'm like really organized. That's not the case. Sometimes I'm super unorganized, but basically in nursing school, my life is planned by my planner. I find that the most easiest way to do things. I have a really big calendar out that's posted on my fridge, so that Patrick and any of my friends, because they do come over quite a lot to hang out with Patrick, but not with me. So that everybody can kind of see what my month looks like, or week, or day, or whatever. So I'll put my tests up there. I'll put anything big that we have to go do and what time. So just that, people know what's going on. Now for my personal planner, I plan out basically everything in that planner. Actually, my planner right now has my wedding planner in it, my daily planner, and our financial aid planner. So basically has everything in it, one place. I know a lot of people will put multiple things in the planner, like different planners for multiple things, but I can't. I need to have just one. I'll lose it. So, have to do it that way. So basically with planning, I don't work. I did not work during nursing school. I work at a hospital, PRN, so basically if they needed me, they would call, and a lot of the times it was during the week. So, and we have 12-hour shifts, and they start 7 to 7. So, and class started at 8 a.m. So there was no way I was going to be able to do it. So I only worked, I think, 2-3 times on a weekend, but that was it. So basically lived off Patrick's paycheck. Now we have our own apartment and we have dogs. So basically living off his paycheck. So that was a lot of planning into that, to live off of one person's income for 16 weeks. I have worked a little bit since break has started. That's basically why it's been taking me so long to get this video out, is because I've done like just a spree of working, which is kind of nice, but kind of I'm ready for a few paychecks to save them up for rainy days. But so planning everything. That includes date nights. That includes, going to see my other family members that live around here. I had to plan that because that has to go into my schedule so that I can have time to study. And then also if I write it down, I'm going to do it. I don't know what it is about me writing things down and putting a little checkbox next to it. I will go and do it. So basically planning everything. I never knew that I was going to love my planner as much as I do now. Even though it's break, I do write some things down, but I'm not solely into my planner. I needed a break. I needed a break from the nursing life just for a few weeks. So that's my first tip, or first thing that I wish I knew. It kind of goes into the second thing, is money. I knew nursing school was going to be expensive. I knew it was. But I didn't know how much. They really didn't tell you or anything like that till like the week before nursing school started. They didn't give you a what you should buy list besides stethoscope, blood pressure cuff. We have to have certain nursing shoes. They have to be a certain like color, and they have to be leather, and they have to be approved by our president before we can even buy them. That was really stressful. And basically not knowing going in was one of the more stressful things. I'm very stressed about money. I worry about it quite a lot. So not having that, knowing beforehand and even messaging my teachers and being like, hey, just guessing, blah, blah, blah. Nobody ever gave me like a straight up answer. So kind of knowing beforehand, money-wise, is just always better for me. Number 3 now is how you study. I kind of wish I took study tests. I'm going to link one down below that I really, really like. But I'm a kinesthetic learner, so that means I have to do something with my hands to be learning what I'm doing. So I do a lot of writing, rewriting my notes. I do a lot of those little care plan maps, and I'll link a video that I did. I'm going to have to redo it and like actually show you how I do it, but that is the fundamentals of it. And I also, how I study is by like teaching it back. So like reading something and then talking about it. Kind of putting my brain and my mouth in motion and my hands in motion about it. So I do a lot of study groups, just like going over notes and stuff like that, and doing before tests and stuff like that. So I do a lot of like teaching it back, like even if it's to my dogs, my cat, nobody, Patrick, do a lot of that. And once I do those 2 things, I'll immediately go to test questions. And if I'm not getting them right like I should be, then I'll go back and do step 1 and step 2. But basically, that's basically how I study. It was a great thing that I knew it before I got into nursing school. I know a lot of people that I was in nursing school with, they didn't know how they studied. So they struggled the first few weeks trying to find a way to study. And by then we had already had like 3 tests. So it's nice to know beforehand. And kind of rolling into study is my test routine. This was one thing, before in high school or even, doing my prerequisites, I would study the night before, like I would cram and then go take the test. But that doesn't really work in nursing school because this is your career, this is your life. So I can't just cram and have all that knowledge leave my brain the second I leave the test. So basically I would study about 3-4 days out from the test. And usually that would be over a weekend. So I even had more time to study on a weekend. But for like test day, like the night before, I would not open my book. Legit. I would maybe look at my notes a little bit for stuff that I like wanted to go over, or if we had any like values in the test, I would go over my normals. And that I did that for almost every test. I went over all my normals for every test so that they would start sticking in my brain. I would do that and basically not really touch my book, maybe have a glass of wine. Sometimes me and Patrick would go out to eat. That usually ended up being like one of our date nights, was the night before. Sometimes I would go for a walk, do something that would de-stress me, and that's a big thing. And not really have to think about nursing school or stuff like that, or think about the test. And then I would go, watch a movie or watch a TV show with Patrick, go to bed kind of early, which would be like 7 o'clock early, get some sleep, get some nice sleep, and then wake up in the morning, and wake up a little bit earlier in the morning, do my makeup, which I find very therapeutic for on test day, do my makeup, make eggs or bacon or pancakes or something for me and Patrick, sit at the kitchen table, wake him up a little bit early, so that I have, my brain has already been up. It's kind of, it's not just like I rolled out of bed, put my scrubs on, and went to school. I'm up, I'm moving, I've had some food already. I still take a protein drink with me, and I drink during the test. I eat during the test because I eat when I study, which is really bad, but it's all like good stuff so far. But so I usually bring a little bit of something to chew on, because I feel like if I'm not chewing, my brain's not really rolling. I don't know. But that's my test day routine, and I feel like people, some people can cram the night before. I'm not saying that's bad, but some people, that's what they need to do. Like, even though they know the material and it'll stick with them, but that's just how they do it. I'm just saying I need to do something completely different. and not even pick up my book, not even talk to any of my friends about it. Like, we have a group message, and people will blow up the group message the night before, and I will literally turn my phone on silent and just relax. So that is, for number 5, goes into finding a way to de-stress. Now, I do write this into my planner for times that's like going for a walk, or just even going outside into my backyard and playing with my dogs in between studying. So, because you're only supposed to study for 45 minutes at a time, and then you're supposed to have like a good 15 minutes, 30 minutes in between those study periods to de-stress, to let your brain sit and think about what you just learned. So I'll go out and play with my dogs, go for a walk with my dogs. Sometimes I'll even watch an episode of something, which I don't agree on because Netflix is very big on sucking you in. So I have turned off the play next episode, and it is like the countdown in seconds. Sometimes I'll watch a YouTube video. I'll get up and make something to eat, go for a walk. Most of the time, if it's at night, I'll pour myself another glass of wine. But just finding something to do. Even if Patrick's home, just coming out and sitting and talking with him is like a stress reliever. It's something that's not nursing school. It's something different. But finding those, because the balance will never be like 100% there, but you need a balance. And finding a stress reliever, even if it's like knitting, sewing, is some sort of hobby that's not nursing, that you can do for 10 to 15 minutes in between studying. We have a lot of like lectures that we watch online, and I'll knit while I watch them because that's a stress reliever to me, and to have to sit there and watch those kind of stresses me out sometimes. So doing that, right now planning for my wedding, even though that's kind of like a stressful thing, but making lists and things that need to get done and stuff like that has kind of just been very therapeutic. But yeah, so those are my 5 things that I wish I knew before starting nursing school. I hope any of you that are in nursing school or starting nursing school in the spring can find this helpful. But yeah, those were my 5 things that I wish I knew / tips that have helped me through the first semester of nursing school, and hopefully will help me with my next 2 semesters of nursing school. But yeah, see you guys later.